I think we're all ready.
Waiting for your mom to put her video back up. I know you want to play your other games, your Facebook games, and that D&D, so that's cool.
Listen, I was playing while everybody else did their thing to get ready. No empiece conmigo.
Alrighty. So it looks like we're all set. So I'm half a beer in, so I'm good.
Okay.
Alrighty, so
I got my green tea, so I'm good.
okay. Alright, so picking up from last week, excuse me. Yeah. So picking up from last week, you all were on a mission. All of you coming to the city of Zarzeth Kittrell, the Dragonborn city in the southeastern part of Wildemount. You got together, and through the guidance, so to say, of a halfling known as the Fixer, he brought you to one of the leaders of Zarzeth Kittrell, who was looking to not only solve a mystery, but at the same time make outsiders seem more welcome in Zarzeth Kittrell, as this is an ongoing issue within the city as to whether to be isolationists or to actually allow outsiders to come in and create alliances and things of that nature. You were given a mission to basically kill two birds with one stone, and this mission entailed dragonborn eggs that were starting to, for some reason, over the last few months, starting to disappear from the city rookery. You were escorted to the rookery, where you were shown around the specific area that these disappearances had happened in, and you started your investigation. And during the course of this investigation, after a few hours of going back and forth and checking out the different rooms, a few of you, I believe it was Hope and Leah, started to actually realize that there was something off with one of the egg cradles, the areas where the actual eggs were being held in. Upon inspecting and starting to actually move, you didn't actually move it completely, but starting to move that egg cradle, you were all of a sudden attacked from individuals from the shadows. After a somewhat quick battle, you were able to take out. You killed two individuals, and you actually captured two others. Almost forgetting that you were supposed to kind of take care of this on your own, you did have an issue where Squall was actually going to run and get help from the guards, and Galen stopped him. And it was at that point that the battle had come to an end, and that's where you're at right now. You're inside of the actual egg chamber. Two individuals dead. Two are captured. One is actually hogtied. The other is unconscious and bleeding out. So what would you like to do?
I think we should interrogate one.
Tyler would like to tie up the one guy.
So
Galen would like to do that.
Okay, so but at this point, Galen, you actually have your hand over Squall's mouth at the very entrance, almost leaving the entrance of this egg chamber. Do you want to resolve that first, or
Yeah, I'll do that.
okay?
Schmo. I mean Squall. Sorry, had a bit too much to drink. Let's go. It was a bad
What?
idea. It's a bad idea to warn the guards. I forget the reason there, but I just remembered we can't warn the guards for some reason. I can't remember why. I'm gonna let the smarter people talk about this. Okay, just come back. Okay.
You should maybe drink less.
Fight better drunk. Okay.
Heard. Okay.
And on that note,
Alrighty, so are you gonna both make your way back to the bleeding out individual?
Yes.
Okay. So you make your way. You don't even have to roll for this because the guy's he's bleeding out, unconscious on the ground. You're not going to have a difficult time tying him up if that's what you want to do. He is in the outside chamber. The other individual who Hope actually knocked out, and he is now bleeding out, but also hogtied, is in the other room in the egg chamber that they Hope and Leah were initially attacked in.
if you remember correctly, I casted Spare the Dying on both of them.
No, yeah, you did. The first one that you cast Spare the Dying on, he started to come to consciousness, and then Hope punched him in the face, and then he started
I
to.
slapped him. I didn't punch him.
Okay. I'm sorry. He had 1 hit point, and you
You
slapped him.
too hard.
You slapped him for 8 hit points, and so now he's in the process of dying again. But he's not dead yet. He's really fucked up. But yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. The second one did have Spare the Dying on it. So he's not bleeding out. The second one is not bleeding out.
And that's the one, I guess, that will interrogate. Because I'm not healing any of these.
Okay.
Just don't slap him again.
Bring the other guy from the other room out. That way we could have them together and not in separate rooms.
Okay.
I would like to investigate the hole under the cradle.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just about to say that people should probably check that while other people interrogate these two.
Yeah, I want to find out where they took the eggs and why.
Okay, but no more slapping people.
I'll help with the interrogation.
Are you sure you can English?
I'm just helping. I'm clearly not ready to speak. Like,
Can you common? Can you even common?
I apparently cannot.
Common, motherfucker. Do you speak common?
All right. Okay. So yeah, I'll assist with the interrogation.
Okay.
I think we should at least have a couple people check the hole first in case there are more people.
All right. So I think Rowan said that she was going to check out the egg cradle.
I'm gonna
Leah,
go interrogate.
Leah was initially checking it out. So the two of you, I'll say initially as you go over to the egg cradle, Leah, you actually see this first because you and Hope were the ones that were actually doing this first. You can actually see that the whole cradle itself has shifted to the side, and you actually you realize that last time due to these small grooves that you actually saw in the ground that you had missed the first time you had checked. If there's anything else you want to do, if you want to keep pushing it, if you want to investigate it a little more, I mean, well, what do you guys want to do?
I think we should push it and see if it moves further to reveal a passage or anything.
Okay. I will.
I stand behind them taking notes.
Okay. Rowan, you're helping her with this. Okay. So Leah, I will say you can start pushing it. Make a strength check with advantage, or each of you can make a strength check. I'll leave it up to you. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to do it individually, or Rowan, do you want to help her?
I'll have her do it with advantage.
Okay.
Let's take these two prisoners to the washroom. That way the guards can't really hear us. It'll block out the noise.
I'll help you. I also
20
want
not
to.
natural.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get to the interrogation guys in a minute. All right, so 20 not natural. Yeah, so between Rowan and Leah, you actually start to push in the same direction that you were pushing before, the egg cradle. And the first thing you notice is that while the cradle itself is very, very warm, touching it and pushing it is warm against your hands, it's not as scalding as you would expect it to be, considering the heat that was being given off with the other cradles. So you start to push, and you can just hear like this, stone against stone scraping noise. And after a moment, as you're pushing, you start to see that there is a hole underneath the cradle. And as you finish pushing it, it is now flush against the side wall, and there is what looks like it's a hole, and you can see a ladder that's leading downward. And the hole is rather large. The ladder itself, obviously, only one person at a time could go down this ladder, but the hole is pretty sizable. And weirdly enough, on the sides of the ladder, you see what look like two metal pipes that are just kind of poking upwards, but they kind of bend. They're almost like a reverse L shape, and they kind of bend, and then they just kind of go out of sight.
Okay, I wanted to recommend that they bring the bodies into the washroom as well, not just the unconscious prisoners.
Well, if you find lava down there, we can just dump those bodies in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's that, but I mean, we need evidence for our boss. So I suggest we bring the bodies with us.
There's plenty of evidence. We could just cut a finger.
We also want to figure out what organization they're from. But yeah, I want to investigate this whole. What did you want to say, Jarina?
I wanted to ask the DM if I remember the instructions that they didn't want to see any outsiders other than like small.
Yeah, the thing that you remember specifically is because of the whole situation that was described to you, that outsiders are actually being a bad influence and making things worse within the city, unless the disappearances were caused by dragonborn. They did not want especially if it was outsiders, they did not want any evidence showing that it was outsiders. Now you could bring the evidence to the fixer, or specifically to Druvis himself, but it should not be widely known by anybody outside of those people if it was outsiders. So you'll only get paid, you were offered money to find out why and how the disappearances were happening, and additionally to stop it. but you still needed some evidence to bring to the fixer and Druvis.
We could bring the bodies down the hole with us after we investigate. Get rid of them.
We should investigate all the bodies, though.
Okay. All right. So before we move on to that, is there anything else, Leah and Rowan, that you want to do while you're staring down this hole? You just push the egg cradle to the side. It seems to actually be on some kind of metal tracks, very crudely made, and there is now this large hole with a ladder that is to basically just leaning up against it, and these two large metal pipes that kind of curve off and disappear.
I want to go down the hole. I'm going to cast light and head down while everyone else deals with the investigation of the body and interrogation.
Okay. So you cast light. You have to cast light on something. So what are you casting light on?
Are there any loose rocks around me?
I'll say make an investigation check.
May I check for traps or any kind of alarm systems?
Yeah, sure. Make an investigation check for me.
15 for my investigation.
15. Yeah, you actually see like 2 or 3 loose stones that in pushing the egg cradle came loose or probably maybe even fell off the cradle itself. So yeah, you can find.
I'll cast light on a stone and throw it down the hole.
Okay. You throw it down the hole, and as it just progresses down the hole, the first thing you realize is it's not a very deep hole. It is maybe 15 or 20 feet down from where you're at. So you can now see the ground where the stone is come to pass, and it seems like a very it doesn't hit rock. It hit some kind of like dirt. You can't really see it. It's definitely like loose dirt or stone or rock. You're not entirely sure from the height that you're standing at, but the impact that the stone made when you drop it, it wasn't like a sharp hit against stone. And as you look down, you don't see anything other than as I said, the 2 pipes that are kind of like to the sides of the actual ladder that curve off.
Okay, I climb down the ladder.
Okay. Leah, you said you were investigating for traps. What did you get?
An 8.
An 8? Yeah, that doesn't look like trapped, especially the ladder. Doesn't look trapped at all. So Rowan starts making her way down the ladder. You watch as she just kind of grabs the ladder, starts making her way down. As you head down the ladder, Rowan, you make it all the way to the bottom, and you can now see to the sides that you're now in this like kind of very rough hewn cavern. The cavern itself, it looks the walls look they look almost obsidian, but they're not entirely black. It's just very rough hewn. Your feet, as you touch down, very solid ground, but there is this kind of like fine layer of dirt or dust. You're not entirely sure. But also same color, like kind of like very dark blackish brown. And you can see immediately to the left and the right, there are these 2 braziers, and they are not. They don't seem like the fire is that very high. They seem very, very low lit, and you can now see where those pipes were. That they're actually held over slightly, these braziers, and that you're getting the impression that the heat that you were feeling coming off of the cradle was being directed by these pipes over these braziers.
Very weird.
As you turn around, directly behind the ladder, there's just wall. But as you turn around, you can now see what looks like a ever narrowing and it continues. It's almost like a passage that continues, but it's from where you're at. It's starting. It looks like it's starting to narrow. And you could gather the space in this cavern. You could probably fit 5 or 6 people in here comfortably. 7 might be a little tight.
I'm going to continue down the tunnel to investigate further. Do I see any tracks in the dirt?
I will say let's hold on that for that for a minute. Now we're gonna go to team interrogation. So team interrogation, you've dragged the unconscious body of one of your live prisoner, and you're also taking the bodies, the dead ones, also to the washroom.
Yes.
Okay. So you dragged them all in. It takes you guys it's taking a good 10 minutes to get all of them in there. There's only 4 of them.
As we're pulling them, I'd like to loot the bodies.
All right, hold on a second. And then as you are finishing bringing in the dead bodies, the first person that you brought in, the actual live one, is now starting to come around. And you did say you were tying him up, but no one said you were gagging him. And as he comes to, he kind of looks around. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I get a fabric and I immediately gag him. Like some sort of fabric in my pocket.
Make a dexterity check with advantage because he's tied up.
Give me a sec. Uh, 16.
16?
Yes.
All right. As you try to put the cloth into his mouth, he does try to kind of get away from it. And as he does, you accidentally break a tooth off, but you're able to get the gag in without a problem, and now he's just.
I go.
Yeah, to which he kind of like opens his eyes wide, not sure what you think he means, what you think he means about the keep quiet, but he seems a little freaked out.
All right, so we brought him to the washroom, right?
Yeah, you guys are in the washroom now.
Okay. Squall, do you want to question him? Can you comment? Or would you like me to start?
You start.
Okay. So I look him over, and you said he seems to be a half elf with kind of brownish tan skin.
No, that was the one that you punched. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Slapped.
Slapped. What does this one look like? Do I notice anything out of the ordinary? Do I?
He looks human. He's kind of balding on the top. He's got kind of like the little scraggly tufts of brown hair on the sides. Very, very, very tan skin. Very looks sun weathered, similar to the sun weathered look of the half elf that you slapped into unconsciousness again. And he's got some tattoos that look like they're coming around his neck.
Can I tell what they are?
Make a. Well, how do you? Are you just glancing at them, or are you gonna like forcibly like pull his?
I'm gonna pull his shirt down and move his head to the side a little bit.
Okay, make an investigation check.
$17.
17. You're not 100% sure what the tattoos significant.
I know what you mean.
You're not 100% sure what the tattoos
Can you
are.
comment, Dad?
Get a
Where's,
get a
alright,
DM.
alright.
Great, 10 HP to whatever we're fighting. Thanks. Don't you leave the DM alone. I don't condone the actions of my party members.
That's too bad. The list is here. Remember, the title of the list is fucking with the DM. Alright, we are at
Oh jeez.
nice. We're already at plus 40 hit points to something. You don't know. Anyway,
Stuffed teddy
no.
bear.
yeah. So you are unaware. You don't know what the tattoos mean. You don't know what the significance of them are. But they're just like they seem to go down onto his chest and around his arms. As you're kind of pulling the shirt down and taking a look at it, but you're not 100% sure. There's like a lot of almost like Celtic kind of swirling look to the tattoos, with some markings that you're not sure what they mean.
All right. And he's awake, right? He's
Yeah, his eyes are open. He's looking at you kind of freaked out as you're doing this. It's kind of like as you're kind of like manhandling and pushing him around.
all right. I tell him I'm going to ask you some questions, and if you don't answer truthfully, I'm going to kill you.
You might want to ungag him.
Just nod your head before I ungag you.
Make an intimidation check for me.
Does she get advantage because I'm like helping?
Well, what are you doing to help? Are you just standing there? Because that doesn't.
I'm like standing over him. I'm menacingly grilling him at the moment.
You're just kind of like trying to look tough. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I guess. Yeah, sure. With advantage.
While they're doing that, can I loot the dead bodies and the other unconscious body? Because I mean, they're gonna take their time interrogating this guy. I want to do something in the background.
Sure. Make an investigation check for me. What'd you get, Hope?
12.
12. As you say this, he looks at you and then he narrows his eyes at you. And then he says something.
I take out both my swords.
Okay.
I bring them up to his neck, and I put the points directly, not too hard, just so you know.
Okay.
Are you ready to answer our questions? Where's Galen?
Looting some bodies.
What'd you get for your investigation check?
16.
16? Okay. First thing you notice, the only thing that they seem to have on them are the short swords and daggers. that are on their person. They have no money, no treasure, no identifying marks other than those tattoos. They all seem to have the same or similar looking tattoos as the one that Hope is knocking around right now. But outside of that, that's all you find.
I know I didn't check the guy who's being gagged right now, but I'm gonna wait until
Okay.
we're through with him, and
Yeah.
I'll check if he has like any sort of papers or something.
Yeah, the impression you're starting to get is, if they got caught, they probably didn't want to have anything on them.
Phoebe, is that Allie? Is that your character's name?
Yes.
How good are you as an artist?
Are you asking personally or as a character?
As the character, how good is Phoebe as an artist?
Well, before we move on to that, let's finish interrogation and then we can move on to the other thing.
Okay. What did you want me to do, Hope?
See if you can get this guy to say something other than
Okay.
Does he still have a gag on?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he does, but he's not.
Okay, I'm
saying-
gonna take his gag off.
Ooh.
All right. So you start taking his gag off. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Fuck you.
I want to. Okay, I'm gonna grab him by the shoulders and shake him, and in a raspy, deep voice, I'm gonna be like, "Where are the eggs?"
All right. So the first thing I want you to do, since you're trying to pick him up and you're trying to be tough, I want you to roll a strength check for me to see.
Okay.
Basically, this is to see if you can actually lift him up, in a menacing way.
Well, he's sitting. Like, can I just can I just just shake him in where not lift him up, but just grab him by the shoulders and just
You want to jostle him.
yeah, well, yeah. I don't want to lift him up. I'm not trying
Okay.
to flex that hard. I'm trying.
Okay. All right. No, that's different. So you make an intimidation check for me.
Okay. Where? Okay. 14.
14. Alright. So you go up to him and you grab him and you just start shaking him, and you shake him so hard you can actually hear his teeth rattling and hitting each other, and he's just his head is moving around like a rag doll, and he's like, all right, fuck you, yeah, all right, just get the fuck off me, I'll talk.
All right, and I stop shaking him, and I'll back up a little bit.
Fuck.
I just,
Fucking shit. Oh.
Who do you work for?
He kind of looks up at you and he goes, "Oh, you got a short memory, don't you?"
what?
He looks at Hope and he says this.
Do I recognize him?
As he says this, you do now. He's starting to put two and two together, and him and the other guy looked kind of familiar, and after he says this, you now realize these are some of the crew of the ship that brought you here. Hope.
I'm typing, honey.
I know. I was just trying to be clear.
Well, this is
Phoebe.
awkward.
All right. Well, I see now. Who the fuck paid you to do this shit?
Uh, well, um, I don't know who's paying. I just know what the job is.
What's the job?
Taking eggs.
For what purpose?
I don't know what the fucking purpose is. The job is to get the eggs.
All right. I think I know where the eggs are now. Kill him.
But I told you I told you what I know. I told you what I know. All right, you don't have to go all crazy and look. I told you what I know. Just you let me go and we're squaresies.
We can't let you go. Sorry.
What the fuck are you laughing at? It's not funny. I you fucking people. It's crazy.
You attacked us first.
Yeah, but I told you what I know.
Do I believe him?
Roll an insight check.
$21 not nat.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty as frightened and freaked out as he seems to be. There doesn't seem to be any kind of falsehood. He doesn't seem to be trying to hold anything back. He seems to be forthright.
All right. I call everybody into the room and I explain that he's part of the crew of the ship that brought me here.
Yeah.
Friggin' people.
And I told her exactly what she. I'm sorry. I told her exactly what she wanted to know, and now she's talking crazy like kill me. You know, you should probably all talk out of it because that's crazy.
With all due respect, sir, did you not realize what this job would entail when they asked you to steal dragonborn eggs from a dragonborn area who hate outsiders?
That's not really my concern. It's just I get paid to do something, to do the job, and that's pretty much it. I'm a
So
businessman.
you do not consider that they might hire someone to kill you if you were caught?
Oh well, no, I considered they probably try to kill me outright, but yeah, if they captured me, I would.
Well, they do want us to kill you, so we cannot make
Our
any
orders
promises.
are to kill you.
Galen just kills him outright. He just goes up to him and just stabs him in the throat with a knife, with one of their knives.
Okay, yeah. I'll say. Let's see. He's restrained, so just roll to hit. So roll to attack. You have advantage on this because he is restrained. I'm just curious.
Oh wait, hold on.
Alrighty.
Sean, I haven't gotten a chance to pick my
On that.
ones yet.
Was it 20 not net? You said.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, you just pull out one of the blades from one of the bodies that are on the ground, and you just stick it right in his throat, and you just and just blood is starting to pour out of his mouth, and he just falls over.
All right. Less talking next time. They'll try to talk their way out of the situation.
Absolutely. We need to go and tell the council person that
Well,
hired us.
before
There's
that,
still
should
one
we
more
not
guy.
retrieve the eggs if possible?
The eggs right now, I believe, are on the pirate ship. That
If
brought
that
me?
is in case true, then do you not suspect that the other crew might suspect their members to be missing and leave without them?
Still have one other guy.
Oh no, he's
We can
dead.
try to interrogate. He might have more information.
No, he's dead.
Oh, he's dead?
Yeah, Hope smacked him into unconsciousness, and you guys spent time pulling the bodies in and interrogating, he did.
With all due respect, Galen, if they are from a ship, most likely their ship is at the docks.
Okay, I knew that. So how are you as an artist again?
Well, I do draw my own maps. Other than
Can you
that,
draw one of these tattoos? We might need it as evidence.
I could try.
We need to bring back evidence, and I'm thinking maybe a picture of a tattoo or one of the tattoos might help. Seeing how they all have the same, pretty much the same tattoo, figure having an image might work.
Dad, do I roll anything for copying a tattoo?
Yeah, I will say roll a performance check for me.
$19.
19? Okay, yeah, you do a pretty decent job. I mean, it's difficult because, it's not a straight tattoo. It is like kind of curved down the neck and onto
It's
the
more
body.
intricate than a map.
It's a little weird. But you do a pretty decent job. It looks like a pretty good approximation.
I finish and I hand them the paper. Here.
The
I
only
take
thing
the
I'm
paper.
the only thing that I am worried about is if the eggs are on the ship doesn't have anywhere to keep them warm from what I was allowed to see. If we go, we're going to have to be extremely stealthy. It's a lot of crewmates on that ship, and the captain seems like a really badass person.
Stealth is my specialty, my dear.
So, what would you all like to do?
Well,
Well, see
before
what
we
Queen Bee is doing in the tunnels
yeah,
or in the hole.
before we get to that, Rowan is now making her way through the tunnel. So Rowan, as you're walking, how far are you going into the tunnel? You just gonna go walking into the tunnel, or?
I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk about 10, 15 feet ahead.
Okay.
Do I see anyone or anything?
No. Well, the first thing you see is you start to see, as I said before, it's the passage starts to narrow, and to basically it's only wide enough for one person at a time to get through in this passage. Make a perception check for me.
Eight.
8. All right. So as you're making your way into this narrow passage, uh, you're walking through, and your feet are actually moving. You can see that the layer of dust or earth or whatever, you're not even sure what it is. It's pretty thick. It's your feet are like naturally like sinking into it, like an inch or so before it actually hits solid rock underneath. And as you're walking, your foot does depress down onto something, and you hear a clicking noise. Does a 24 hit you?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You you take 10 points of piercing damage as a bear trap just slams around your ankle. Immediately, you can hear the cracking of what possibly is your ankle bone, and the blood starting to pour down from where it is, and it is now latched onto your foot.
Awesome.
And you are considered you are considered at 0. Your speed is reduced to 0 as this trap is now latched onto your foot, and it seems to be chained into the ground.
Awesome. I scream to Leah for help.
Leah, as you're peeking your head over down the hole, I'm assuming that you have not gone down the hole after her. You definitely do hear a as she's as this bear trap latches itself onto her ankle. What would you like to do, if anything?
I'm gonna let the rest of the group know where we are and what's going on, and I'm gonna go down after her.
Okay. You make your way. You tell everybody what's going on. You make your way down the ladder. You go into the hallway. And again, it's not far from where you've actually gone down. It's maybe like 15 or 20 feet. And you can actually see Rowan on the ground, gripping her ankle, blood pouring down her ankle, and this bear trap is just embedded onto her ankle.
I'd like to proceed very cautiously, checking for other traps along the way.
Okay, make
to get to her.
Sure, make a perception check for me.
$15.
15. You see maybe 10 feet ahead of where Rowan is. You can actually see that there's a slightly raised piece of dirt, like section of dirt. And as you very carefully start to move it away, you can see another bear trap hidden under there. And it's like it's tensed and ready to go.
Is there something nearby that I could spring it with, like a rock or a stick?
I'll say, well, you can do, well, let me see. You can do one of two things. You can either do exactly what you asked. You can look for something, or you can actually attempt to disable the trap.
Alright, let me try to disable it then.
Okay. So roll a thieves tool check. So that's a d20 plus your proficiency plus your dex.
Again.
15. Okay, so you can actually see where the actual pin that's holding the trap open. You can actually see where it is and exactly how delicate it is. The slightest touch will actually trigger it, and it's pretty big. So you actually make your way underneath where you actually see the pin. You take some of your thief tools out, and you actually able to slide the pin out slightly, and you can actually see where there is a safety catch, and you're actually able to move the pin into that safety catch. And now the trap while still open, the trap it will not close now. It is completely locked in that position.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Rowan is behind you, screaming in pain.
And I continue towards Rowan, very carefully checking as I go.
I'm sorry, say it again?
And I continue towards Rowan, very carefully checking as I go.
Okay. Well, going back to Rowan, you had to make your way past her, so you know that she's disabled the first trap for you. But up until
I'm
that point,
helping.
yeah. But you were able to, moving 10 feet past her, you were able to get the second trap.
Are there any openings up ahead that where somebody could like ambush us from?
You do have dark vision, right? Okay. From where you can see, you'd have to move a little further into the passage to check. But with your dark vision, there is no light down here other than the light that's behind you. And there's nothing that you can see at this point. To check further, you'd actually have to move down a little further.
Okay, I'm gonna back up and try to get Rowan out of the trap.
Okay. You see. You can both make individual strength checks, or one of you can make one with advantage.
What's your strength modifier?
I'm sorry. I think
Thank
you should just roll with advantage.
What was that?
19.
19. Between the both of you, you're able to actually pull the trap off of her ankle, throw it to the side, and it just snaps closed and is now off to the side. Bloody, but off Rowan's ankle. Rowan, you are still kind of in immense pain, blood pouring down your ankle, but you are no longer at 0 speed.
Now I'm at 2 speed, right?
I will say, considering how badly it hit you, I will say that until it's healed, you're probably at half speed for the next hour.
Okay. I was hoping to wild shape and then wild shape back. Can I do that? Back into my elf form?
You could, but what are you trying to achieve?
I'm trying to achieve healing by turning into a dog or something and coming back and
You would so you would know this as a druid. Wild shape would not do that. You would take
Okay.
the shape that you do turn into would be at its full hit points. You would still maintain that damage, and when you wild shape back into your elven form, you would still come back with the same damage and same injury as previous. So your wild shape would actually not be. I would say this.
Useful.
Well, no, your wild shape would be useful in that your movement would probably be. It won't be halved because your wild shape would actually be whole. But once you turn back into your elven form, it essentially would halt the time until you were healed. So when you came back into your elven shape, you would still have an hour of half speed until you were healed.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So Leah went down, took care of a trap, helped Rowan get this bear trap off her ankle, and she did that just after she told everybody what she was ready to do and jumped into the hole. What would the rest of you like to do?
I shake my head at Rowan's impulsiveness and I go after them.
We need to get these bodies out of here to hide them from the guards. Maybe we should take them into the tunnel and then go see if we can't help Rowan.
I agree. We should these bodies down here.
I grab the one of the guy who's just alive and I pick him up.
Okay, there's 4 bodies. So, who's taking how many bodies?
Did we investigate the bodies yet?
Yeah, Galen did.
I'm gonna take just the one of the one we just killed.
Okay. Easy enough if the rest of you take one each. It should be easy enough. You don't really have to roll for that. Kind of like walk over to the hole, and are you just gonna just haphazardly just throw them down the hole?
Yeah, they're dead.
Okay, I'm curious, So you haphazardly throw them down the hole. Are you guys gonna make your way down?
Yes. Well, I am.
I was the first to make my way down.
Okay. Anybody else?
Are we? We can't all go down, right?
I don't know. Can you?
I'm gonna watch the bodies until everybody says that it's a good place to put them down there.
We already brought the bodies down.
Oh, okay. Are there any blood stains on the floor?
Make a survival check for me.
At 20.
Nat 20.
Yeah. But if you need, it's +3, so 23 altogether.
Okay. You do. You really, really have to look. I mean, considering all of the dirt, the what looks like broken eggshells from past hatchings, and other viscera and things that have kind of like dried out on the ground. It doesn't actually. The blood splatters don't seem out of the norm or even greatly visible to anybody unless they were absolutely looking for them.
Are there any like puddles that are quite obvious, or no?
No, not any of not really.
Okay. Just to double check, I'd like to kick around the dirt to make it to kind of like blend it in a little more, and then I'll head down into the hole.
Yeah. With that survival check, easy enough. You're able to kind of like kick some dirt and other random garbage that's on the ground over the blood splatters until they're almost disappeared. They're almost gone.
All right.
All right. And so the rest of you are actually going to make your way down the hole, or what's everybody else doing? That would be.
I go down after Phoebe.
Okay. Jarena, Squall, what are you guys doing?
I guess I'll go down. I'm not happy about this. I don't like tight places.
Okay. Jarena?
How does Maya seem in all this?
She's just kind of, at this point, she's not on your shoulder. She's kind of like on a couple of those there's like some outcroppings, because again, the walls are not, smooth. There are like some jagged pieces sticking out. She's just kind of perched on one right now, just kind of watching everything.
Actually, how much time has passed since the interrogation and the fight?
You're getting close to about an hour.
I think some people should stay up here, kind of give the illusion that there's still people here.
What would we tell them when the rest of us are not here?
No, like the guard will just check in and like, talk to us, say that he just needs to see one of us in order to like say, hey, I'm here to watch the door. because he's not gonna investigate. He said himself that seeing how there's like 7 of us in the room, he's not going to investigate. So unless someone or a couple of people are up here, we somebody should at least see him so that he doesn't try prying looking for us in an empty room.
I repeat, and if he asks, what am I supposed to tell him?
I'll go up there. I'm good at lying.
Okay.
Anybody else want to go up here with me so that I'm not the only drunk person here?
I'll stay with you.
Okay. So I go back up from the hole and pretty much stand guard in the main room.
Okay. And Jarina, you staying with him? Okay. So everybody else has gone down into the hole. Yes? All right. So Squall and Hope and Phoebe, you see Rowan kind of getting up and kind of hobbling a little at the maybe about 15-20 feet away from where the ladder is, and Leah is kind of standing there, next to her, and she's got blood on her hands. There's what looks like a...
Good lord, what happened to you?
I sprung a trap.
Do you need to be carried?
No, I don't need to be carried, but I'll be useless in a fight now.
Is she slow? Like, is her movement speed lowered because of this?
Yes. It is halved for the next hour, unless it's fixed.
I'm not slow. I'm special.
You seem oddly happy about the pain you're probably in, but that's not me to comment on.
Thinks she's crazy.
I'm contributing.
I guess I can, if you'd like, I can take some of the strain off for a few minutes. And give you the ability to levitate your way through this corridor.
That actually sounds like fun.
So I'll just go ahead and cast levitate on her to help her move better for 10 minutes.
Remind me, if you can, I believe it's a racial and only you can affect yourself with it.
It is a racial, like I have it via racial, but it does say one creature or loose object of my choice.
All right, I'm just gonna double check. I just want to make sure, because usually racials, with certain exceptions, only affect yourself and not others. But I will just double check real quick.
If it works, I'm just gonna my staff. Just push off like I'm in a boat or something.
Alrighty. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you absolutely can cast it on anybody other than yourself. Once a day.
Right.
So yeah, so you're actually, hold on a second. No, you've already cast it on yourself before the bar fight.
Was that in? We didn't take a rest in between that.
We haven't been able to take a rest.
You
It's
took
the same day.
You took a short rest. Um,
Okay.
and you can only do it after a long rest. So,
Right. Okay. So
unfortunately,
then
you
I
cannot.
cannot.
Yes.
So then I attempt to put my hand on her shoulder, but because of my short-term memory again, nothing happens, and I go, "Wait a minute. Did we sleep?" Oh, okay, I
No.
can't. Sorry. That's sorry about that.
Thanks for nothing. Thanks for
I
nothing.
ta- I'm tapped out for the day, I guess.
Can anyone do
Does
healing?
anyone have a healing spell?
No.
I'm out of spell slots.
What's a spell slot?
I do. Oh, it's just like the little checklist I have in my head for when I cast.
Okay.
Anyway, I do have some knowledge in medicine. I could probably put a splint on my ankle if you have a stick or something. Anyone have a stick?
Nope. I would suggest we get a bandage on you, and I don't know. I mean, you know.
Okay. So I look for some cloth in my pack and start wrapping up my ankle.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, you're able to wrap up your ankle pretty well. It doesn't help, but it makes you feel better, like mentally.
I mean, does it at least stop the bleeding?
Oh yeah, the bleeding stops. You're not in danger of losing any more blood, but the it's intense pain and is still there until such time as it's healed.
Okay.
Um,
Ow.
yeah, but like I said, mentally you feel it puts you at ease. So, all right. So you're all, with the exception of Galen and Jarena, are down in this hole. You can see that two traps have been sprung. What would you guys like to do?
May I go up ahead and check for more traps?
Sure. Roll an investigation check for me, please. What was that? 13?
14.
14. Okay. Mhm. Okay, so you walk up another. Again, the corridor seems very, very narrow, and you walk maybe another almost 10 feet, and checking along the way. You're kind of like putting your foot out a little bit. You don't see anything, and Leah, you see that certain individual, uh, maybe 20 feet ahead of you, and he goes, stop, right there, right there. None of the rest of you are down there don't hear this. Only Leah. He goes, right there. And where he points, you start clearing with your foot, and you can see that there's like a canvas tarp that's being covered by this layer of dirt. And you slowly start pulling it over, and you can see as you start pulling it and the dirt starts coming away, there is a 10-foot drop, and you can see sharpened sticks at the bottom.
Like a tiger trap.
There are on the edges, there is just slightly enough space for you to walk on the sides without actually falling into this trap. but you're able to pull that tarp away, and the tarp just falls down into the actual trap, actually onto the spikes.
I'm gonna alert everybody behind me to the trap and continue going forward.
Okay.
Are they coming after me, or are they all just standing there?
I don't know. Is anybody else
I
doing anything?
follow, cautiously.
Okay. So yeah, Leah's ahead of you. You see her stop, and it looks like she's listening very intently, and she's looking past the corridor, and then she looks down all of a sudden, and she starts clearing it away, and you see her actually find this trap.
I peer over her shoulder and I go, "How did you know?"
Skills.
All right. So you two, are you anybody else following?
Well, I asked Rowan if she wants to make her way back up.
That's probably for the best.
All right. Can she get past us?
There is like a heap of 4 bodies like right at the bottom of the ladder, so it's gonna take her a minute or two to kind of like clamber over the bodies and to get back onto the ladder, but she shouldn't have any issues.
I meant getting past us, because you said the corridor was only wide enough for
Well,
single file, correct?
where you are all where you're all at now, that's not true. There is it's
Okay.
it's the open area, and then it moves it. You know what? I'm gonna get the map so you can actually see.
No, I understand what you mean.
I'll-
What you call it? Squall, do you want to go in ahead of me, or would you rather I go first?
It matters not to me.
Okay. Well, all right. Rowan, go on up. Try to relax, and I'm gonna follow Phoebe and Leah.
okay, Squall, what are you gonna do?
I'm just tailing behind. I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable in the closed spaces. I'm just providing additional muscle.
Okay. Alrighty. So Rowan, you make your way up the ladder very difficultly. I will say make a dexterity check with disadvantage going back up the ladder.
At least you got some cushion if you fall.
Four.
Okay, it's a good thing those bodies are there. Because you do start to make your way up to the first, the second, the third rung, and as you get to the third rung, the pain is just so intense. You're just like, you don't let go per se, but your feet are no longer on the rungs, and you almost kind of slide down the rung with your hands. It kind of stings your hands, burns your hands a little bit, but the bodies do cushion your legs. But it is, they are not completely flat. So you do kind of like slide, smack the bodies, and then just kind of tumble backwards onto your butt. Doesn't take any damage, but you figure it's going to be a little difficult getting up this ladder. So bear trap will do that to your ankle.
Yep.
It's the reason why they're used on bears. So in the meantime, Leah and Phoebe, are you both moving past the trap? Okay. As you move past the trap, you actually start to see. Both of you have dark vision, so you're able to see that the corridor now opens up slightly. It's starting to open a little wider. Okay. Let's see. Phoebe, your passive perception is 13, right? Do you remember? Or you can look in your D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I forgot to press the button. I said, let me double check, and yes, it is 13.
Okay. Leah, you don't see it, but Phoebe, you actually, out of the corner of your eye, you actually catch movement. It looks like there's on both sides of the sides of this passage as it opens up, there are. It looks like banners or kind of fabric just kind of hanging on the wall. And then Phoebe, you're the first one to see it, is you actually see the fabric just move quickly and some kind of shadow comes out from behind the fabric and takes a swing at you. Yeah, 11's not going to hit, right? Or no? Yeah. So you see it just in time. It dodges out and are able to dodge out of the way. The other one comes at Leah. Does a 14 hit you, Leah?
No, my arm is 15.
Okay. So yeah, this one just comes at you and you see it and you dodge out of the way. So yeah, I'm gonna need Rowan. No, not Rowan. Phoebe, Leah, Hope, and Squall to roll initiative for me. And I'm going to get a battle map.
Oh, okay.
What shirt are you wearing, Sean?
Metal Gear Solid.
Cool.
the battle music.
Okie dokie. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, and the map looks great.
All right. So let's see.
Which camera are you using?
I'm using the first camera that your mom got me, not the Razor.
The quality's actually really good on this one.
It's super close to the map, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Still looks great.
All right, so this is obviously a ladder coming down from the egg cradle. These are the two braziers with the pipes up them. Over here. Okay, those represent the traps. Let's see. And Phoebe is here. Leia is here. Squall is still there. Hope is here. Rowan is falling on her butt over there. And Galen and Jarena are up top. So, let's see. So just to give you some guidance here, you can make your way past the pit trap over here. These are already disarmed. You can make your way past this pit trap over here, only one at a time, and that'll be half movement. And there is the fabric is here and here on the sides, and that is what they use. Let me see if I can make this a little brighter. Is that better?
It was fine before.
Alrighty. I'll get used to these settings. Alright, so that's what's happening right now, and as I said, Jarena and Galen are up top. So we're running initiative. So I will say, let's see. Actually, let me see. You know what? Everybody roll initiative for me, and we'll play it off as it goes.
Including me and Galen?
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So, Jarena, what'd you get?
5.
5. All right, Hope.
22.
Okay, Galen.
19.
19.
19, yes.
Okay, Leah.
11.
Squall.
10.
Okay, Rowan.
14.
And Phoebe.
20.
All right. Okay, so first one up is Hope.
All right, what do I see in front of me?
So you do have dark vision, and currently you can see some movement up ahead. You can see some figures up ahead. You don't have 100% line of sight on them based on where you're standing and the way the passage actually goes.
Okay, if you move me to just in front of the pit trap, right after the second bear trap, can I see better?
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you could definitely see there is somebody who just came out and is right behind Leah and Phoebe.
All right, I take my bow out and I am going to roll to hit.
Okay. The guy directly in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
$18.
18 does hit. Roll for damage.
$9.
9 damage. All right. Yeah, he gets hit. He does not look good.
Okay, that's all I can do right now.
Okay. All right. So next up is Phoebe. This dude is right behind you.
I'm going to turn around and take a swipe at him with my hand axe.
Okay. Roll to hit.
$18.
18 hits.
$8 damage.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. He takes the hit, and you get him like right in the stomach, and he kind of stops it, and then just pushes it out, and you can just see that blood is now pouring down past the stomach. He's like, all right. Do you want to move, or you want to stay where you're at? What do you want to do?
I'm going to stay where I'm at because I don't want to accidentally step into any traps.
Okay. Alrighty. Galen, you are up top with Jarina. You guys are kind of, chilling out. I will say... you're pretty far from where all this is happening. Make a perception check at disadvantage to see if you can hear any of what's going on.
20 non-nat.
At disadvantage?
I rolled like a 17, and then this one was a 15. You said perception, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Perception's ridiculous. It's a +5.
Okay. Yeah. While you're standing there, kind of like hanging out with Jarena, you do hear what possibly sounds like the sounds of fighting. It's weird. You just killed 4 dudes. Like, why is there more fighting? Doesn't make sense. So that's that would be your action. Actually, no. That wouldn't be your action. That was okay. Yes, that's what you hear. So that's not your action.
Jarena, you hear that?
Well, it's not her turn yet, so she may not have heard it.
Okay. Jarena, check what's going on in the hole. I hear something crazy. It could have been just somebody fell over, but I want. Can you be sure? I'll check if the guard's back or not. And I walk towards the front of the room, like sort of like the hallway that you enter into the actual place.
Okay.
So I walk towards the hallway. I don't go to the front door. I just go to the hallway. So if I see the guy, I can just say, "Hey, we're still here." Blah blah blah.
Okay. So you make your way mostly to the front entrance, and as you walk towards the front entrance, you do see that one of the guards that originally escorted you down, the Black Dragonborn, is now standing at his post, back from his meal break. And as you walk over there, he kind of like glances over his shoulder towards you, sees you, kind of gives a nod, just of acknowledgement that you're there.
I nod back.
Yeah. All right. That's your turn. And Rowan, it's now your turn. Leah, you're on deck. Rowan.
I hear the fighting and I just stand at the ready with my staff and
Okay, so you want to get up off your butt. So,
yeah, I want to be off my butt and at least standing up.
All right, so that's
And I'm
half your movement right there.
Yeah. And I'm just going to stay where I'm at because I hear the fighting and I'm just going to just wait and see what happens.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So, that's Rowan's turn. Next is Leah. What would you like to do? You got a dude right behind you.
Is there one engaged with Hope?
This guy over here is engaged with Phoebe. Right here.
Can I take aim at him with a dagger?
Yeah, sure.
$25 to hit.
25, yeah, that I would say that hits. Yeah.
Do I get a sneak attack and all that?
Well, yeah, because she's engaged with him, so yeah, you do get sneak attack.
Okay. Total damage.
12. Yeah. So yeah, so you so you hit him. He did. You throw the dagger. The guy that's right directly behind you is kind of like at the ready, expecting you to actually attack him. And then you pull out your dagger and then just throw it at the other guy, and the guy just crumples to the ground. And the guy behind you just like, okay. And it's just like, it looks like he's doubling down, like getting ready to fight. Still doesn't look great. Taking that arrow from Hope earlier. Do you want to do anything else?
Can I disengage so I can get away from the guy that's right behind me?
Mm-hmm. Which way would you like to move?
Which one's me?
This one right here.
Can I move further in the hole?
You want to move further this way?
Yes.
Okay.
Just
How much?
about 5 or 10 feet.
Okay, so you bonus action disengage, 5, 10. And yeah, he's not able to because he's disengaged. He's not able to do anything about it.
Okay.
Alrighty. All right. Okay, so next are the dude's turn. So, he did. This guy gonna run right up onto Phoebe because she's closest. He's looking around, wild look in his eyes. His face is masked. He's got his hood up. He doesn't look like he cares, and he's just gonna come wildly stabbing at Phoebe. And that is going to be Jesus H Christ. That is a natural 20. And so you get hit for you get hit for 11 slashing damage, Phoebe. As he hits you with a critical attack, slashing you across the basically right across from the shoulder down to towards the chest. And then yeah, he's not gonna do anything. He's gonna stay right there. So that's going to be that's dead guy, his turn. And then further up ahead, and Leah, you're the first one who sees this. You see two individuals come out of the shadows.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
No, because they didn't actually. You would only get that if they ran past you. And right now they're running towards you. Alright, they're both going to attack you, Leah. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right. So, the first one, they were not able to flank because of the awkward angle at this table, at this area. So the first one is going to swing for. Yeah, that's a nat 1. So first one swings and completely misses, hitting the sword on the side of the actual rock wall. With such impact, he actually drops the sword. You can see him actually just holding his hand, like ah. The next one hopefully doesn't swing as crappy. Yeah, this
Do
one.
you hear him? Hopefully.
Hey, look, you guys want to swing and roll great. So do I. All right. And that's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
And he is going to hit you for 3 slashing damage.
Okay.
All right. And so that is their turn. And that leads us to Squall.
Muted.
Where am I?
You are
Back,
here.
right?
You're
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought I was. And there's no enemies there, right?
You don't. Yeah,
Can't.
you can
I don't
just
see enemies.
you can just barely see someone just past Hope.
Heard. Right. Okay. I'm going to carefully move up ahead, and that's like a trap or a pit right there,
Yeah, that big square. That square is the
right?
the pit trap. Yep.
Okay, yeah. And that was that. Is that 10 feet? That pit trap?
It's about 10, 15 feet wide, but there is a side precipice that you can actually move past it.
Okay.
It would be half movement just to get by it.
Okay, I gotta ask because I can barely see the distance. How many squares exactly towards the edge of that pit trap? And let's say I wanted to jump the pit trap.
Oh, you can definitely try. You can definitely try that.
I would like to try to take a running jump over the pit trap.
Okay, so what's your full speed? Your full movement? It's 30 feet.
30,
30 feet.
right.
Okay. So, all right. So I will say, make me a. I'll leave it up to you. An athletics or acrobatics check.
And they're both +4, so it don't matter. Except when man's rolls a 2, it don't matter. I got a 6.
Okay, so you go running past Hope, and you have both your swords out, and as you take a running leap, one of your swords.
Sean, why would you do that?
One of your swords hooks one of the you didn't see it, but there was like a jagged outcropping of stone, not very large, but with you holding both your swords out, you hooked it, and then in the middle of jumping miscalculated and didn't fall into the trap, but you just caught yourself on the edge of the trap and now have to haul yourself up. I will say make an athletics check for me.
20, not nat.
20? Okay, you get luckily you get right to the side and you are actually right behind a guy. And you are now flanking with Phoebe on this guy. So you can now actually I'll say that athletics check was your action, because it was your full movement, running and falling into the trap.
Sure.
And then your action to get out of it. So you have a bonus action left, but I'm not sure if you have a bonus action you can use.
Right. I'm gonna check. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Yep. We're good. I achieved my goal.
Okie doke.
Gracefully, I might add.
Yes. The most graceful of air genasi.
We blame tight spaces.
Yes. Next up is Jarena. So Jarena, you're upstairs with Galen. Galen does say, "Hey, could you check in the hole? I heard something weird." And then he went over towards the entrance of the cave. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go towards the hole and investigate any sounds he may have heard.
Make a perception check for me as you're sticking your head in the hole.
10.
10. Well, the first thing you see Rowan at the very, very foot of the ladder, kind of just like standing up, actually propping herself up with the ladder, standing on top of the bodies, and you can hear what sounds like the sounds of fighting.
I yell out to Galen, there's some fighting down here. Do you want me to go down? And
I kind of motion her shushing. Like I put my finger against her my lips. I'm like, don't say anything. I'm just like warning her to be quiet.
Okay, that's your answer.
I'm gonna go down the ladder.
Okay, well, it was from where you were.
Well, as far down as I can. I have 30 speed.
Yeah, I'll say, yeah. From you walking over to the hole and then you making it down, that's your whole movement. Actually, you wouldn't be able to make it all the way down because Rowan is right there. So you'll be able to stay right there at the top of the top. At this point, Maya's watching, and she just watches you go over to the hole, and she goes, and then she just lands on your shoulder.
Okay. Do I have an action or bonus action left, or?
Your action at that point was to the perception check. But you do have a bonus action.
As a bonus action. How far down is Rowan?
About 20 feet or so.
I am going to... Alright, I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on Rowan.
Alright. That was the sound of Sanctuary. Alrighty, so Rowan has Sanctuary cast on her.
Jarena, what does that do again?
I'm gonna send you the information.
Okay.
Alrighty. Anything else? I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So next up is Hope.
All right. I'm gonna sidle past on the precipice, just so this way I can see the one in between Squall and Phoebe.
Okay, so let's see. So that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can just get right there.
Hang on a minute. Alright, so the one that I shot before, I'm too close to use my bow now, correct?
You can use it, but it would be a disadvantage because you're in melee distance with him right now.
Right. I put my bow away and I take out my swords.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll to hit.
Go for it.
Would that be 2 attacks then?
No, it'd just be the one.
Okay. Nat 1, close quarters.
Yeah, it's super tight in this corridor. It's as you go and you put your bow away and you pull out the sword, you go to swing, and you actually hit the wall. Similar to how Squall almost fell completely into the pit trap. And in doing so, he's just able to duck out of the way as you actually complete your swing.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, you have any bonus actions you want to do? Or
I can't do any.
Okay. All right. So, next up is Phoebe. Dude's right in front of you. You are flanked with Squall, so if you do attack melee, you will get advantage on the attack.
I will or I won't.
You will get advantage if you swing melee. You get advantage also with your ranged attack, but you would be at disadvantage for the attack because you are in melee range. So it would cancel it out, and you get a regular roll. So it's up to you what you want to do.
I'm gonna do melee. It's the closest.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Nat 19.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
I double that, right?
I don't think you get crits yet at level 2.
I'm a fighter, right?
Right, but you're only level 2. Check your... Let's see. Yeah, I don't think you get crits at 19 at your level or for what you actually do. That was a specific type of fighter you used to be. Remember?
Hang on a second.
No, you do not have that yet. Or at all.
I only say it because I could have sworn you let me use it last time.
If I did, I was mistaken. Because you have... your fighting style is archery. You do get a second wind. You have the ability to take an action surge. That's it.
9 damage.
9 damage. Yeah, you just cleave his arm right off. And as the arm falls to the ground, he starts to scream, and then it is very quickly cut off due to lack of blood in his actual body, and he dies. Anything else you'd like to do? You do have some movement.
I'ma stay.
Okay. That's it?
That's it.
Okay. So next up is Galen. Galen, you hear, you definitely heard Jorina tell you, there's some fighting going on down there, and you're like, shh.
I don't actually make the sound, but I do like motion my lips, like my finger towards my lips, and like, no.
Okay, what would you like to do?
Did the Dragonborn notice?
Let me see if he noticed. I will say, if you didn't want him to notice, make a stealth check for me. What'd you get?
19.
Okay, yeah, he didn't notice.
Was that my action?
No, because you did that. You did that last turn.
Okay. Yeah, I start walking. I don't run, but I start walking towards Juria.
Okay, it'll take you from the entrance to there. It'll take you your action and your movement to make it the whole way to Jorina.
That's fine.
Okay. Alright, so you make it over to Jorina.
What's going on? I whisper to her.
Yeah. Alright. So, next up is Rowan. Rowan, you look up and you see Jorina. She casts a spell on you. You're kind of using the ladder to help yourself up a little bit. What would you like to do?
I will slowly get down off the bodies so that everyone else can come down the ladder.
Okay. So, 5, 10. All right. Do you want to move
That's
any?
it.
That's it? Okay.
Yep, that's it.
All right. All right. That was Rowan's turn. Leah, what would you like to do? You have these two guys right now attacking you.
Would I get any bonuses for attacking them back? Are they engaged with anybody else?
No, they're only engaged with you.
I'll go for the one nearest to me then with the dagger.
Well, one's directly to your right, and one is directly in front of you. Which one do you want to go after?
Oh, the one directly to me.
In front of you? This one right here?
Yes,
Okay.
it was 21 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Six damage.
6 damage. Yeah, you take a slice at him. He moves out of the way, but he definitely nicked him in the arm, and you can just see blood pouring down the arm. He's like, "Oh, all right, yeah, you want to do this? Come on." Anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. You still have movement and bonus action if you want to take.
I can disengage then, right, and back up a few feet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that, I'll back up 10 feet.
Alright, so you bonus action disengage. Move up. They can't take attack of opportunities on you. And it's your turn. Alright. Now it is their turn. This dude runs right up on Phoebe. That dude runs right up on Leah. And yeah, they're gonna each take an attack on you. So Phoebe, let's see. Are you kidding me? Nat 1. Yeah, that dude, he definitely takes a swing, and he definitely misses. Fucking Nat 1s, man. So the other guy is gonna swing at Leah. And that is a 21. And so he's gonna he's gonna hit you for a big ol' whopping 2 damage. And then yeah, that's all they're gonna do. Okay. That's next up is Squall.
Muted.
Ay. There is someone right next to me, yes?
That's Hope.
An enemy?
No, that's Hope. That's your.
Oh,
unless
okay.
unless you really don't like her that much.
No, I mean, right now we're fine, but, okay. The nearest enemy...
Is here.
There.
And here.
Or
And
there.
you are there.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to move into I'm gonna move in between them?
You can do that, yeah.
Like right there, yeah. That way
That's gonna be tight.
I am not
yeah.
in... Yeah.
There you go.
Well, if I move one more square, like, yeah, right there, I should be good, right? Because I'm still within range. Okay, I think I'm okay.
You're still in melee range, yep.
But I'm not flanking either of them, right?
No. You would have
That's
to.
what I thought.
You would if you moved here or here, one way or the other, you would move out of someone's melee range.
Right. Okay. Good. So that's perfect. Then I'm going to strike the one on the left. My left. Yes.
Okay.
With a melee strike.
All right, go for it. Wait. Hold on. So this is the left of the character. Yeah. So this one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That one.
Go for it.
Okay. This one. Come on. Okay. 18.
Definitely hits.
6 damage.
6 damage. All right, yeah. So you take a swipe at him, and you can actually see you cut through the armor and cut him right in the chest. And you're like, all right, fuck this, come on. He's still up.
Okay. Bonus. Secondary swipe. Going to. Ooh, 11.
Misses. So yeah. So now you kind of watching you and seeing how you're fighting. He sees the second swipe come in, and he actually dodges out of the way. All right.
Okay. And that is the end of my turn.
It's a good turn. All right. Next up is Jarina.
Okay, I'm gonna go down the ladder.
Okay.
Babe, did you forget me somewhere?
No, you were at the top of the round before.
Okay.
You killed the dude that was over here at the beginning of your round.
Is this just the second or the third round?
This is
This
the
is
third.
the end of this.
This is the end of the third.
Okay.
How much movement was that?
That's 20 feet.
I'm gonna move 10 more feet down the corridor.
Okay. All right, you're just in front of Rowan.
Okay, I'll protect her.
Okay. And Maya is right along with you. On your shoulder.
As an action, can I give Maya some jerky?
Sure. You give her some jerky and she gobbles it up willingly.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Ready? Now, top of the round is Hope.
I'm gonna roll to hit the one in front of Leah.
Okay, with your bow?
Yeah, with my book.
Okay, go for it.
$17.
That hits. Roll for damage.
$11.
11. Yeah, so as you take aim and fire your arrow, just as he's raising his sword to come down at Leah, Leah, you watch as an arrow just goes right through the mask to where you assume his mouth would be, probably in his mouth, through the back of his throat. And he drops.
Thank you.
Okay. And yeah, so that was your action. You have some movement if you want to take it. Hope.
Hang on a minute. I'm gonna stay there and just end my turn.
Okay. Phoebe, you're up. You have this guy right in front of you.
I am going to do melee again with my hand axe.
Okay. Go for it.
Nat 20.
Okay. Damage.
9 damage.
Yeah, he just you come down and you just kind of your hand axe just splits him right in his forehead. And you actually take a moment. He's still standing until you rip the hand axe out from his forehead. And he just kind of looks at you and you go, and then just drops.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
And for the moment, you are all out of initiative.
Oh crap, we survived.
And that
I didn't think Squall was gonna make it.
Jarina, do you have any healing skills?
I took no damage.
No.
Why does everybody think I'm the one gonna die?
Because
I'm
you
not
jumped
that kind
over
of
the
player.
pit trap.
Because you wanted to jump over a pit.
I am made of air, guys. That's pretty normal for
And
me.
yet you couldn't levitate
Ah,
more than
see,
once a
we
day.
don't know that.
So that
Wow,
means you're airheaded?
that's insignificant. Okay, that's I'm sorry, insensitive. Okay, just because my levitation is not of the power of the gods doesn't mean anything. I'm still blessed with the element of air, and I'm very light on my toes, and a little airheaded. Yes.
What the hell is going on down there?
I look up
Nothing.
at him and I go, shh.
There was a fight, but I think we won.
Thank you.
All right. With that, that is an excellent point to take a quick break. We will take our 15-minute break. Let's come back at 10, and we'll pick it up from there.
Heard.
I go stretch my leg.
Rowan, you ask Jarina if she has any healing skills, and I go, what healing skills?
Does anybody have healing skills, or are we all screwed?
Just basic healing touch skills or medicine skills. I stepped in a bear trap. I don't know if you noticed.
Anybody get healing skills further down the road?
I have them, but I'm out of spell slots.
What's
Oh,
a
okay.
spell slot?
She's
We're
out of
on
magic.
break.
She's out of magic.
We are on
Down
break.
mana.
Yeah, so don't keep role playing and break. Come on.
I'm gonna go check up on the pizza.
All right.
I'm having chimkin.
We had pizza too.
All right. So, you guys are trying to make your way through this apparent underground area when you were accosted by 4 individuals. What would you guys like to do?
Um, hmm. I am going to the one I killed. I'm going to investigate the body and his clothing, loot him, all that good shit.
Okay. You go and you check him out. No coin, no jewelry, no nothing of that nature. He has a hand crossbow, and a sword, and similar looking tattoos than the guys
Okay.
from the guys upstairs.
I'd like to press up ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Squall.
Okay. What?
Is there a body near me? Oh, right. There's bodies behind me, right?
There's 4 bodies for the guys upstairs.
All of them have a tattoo on them?
They all have different tattoos. They all have similar looking tattoos. Some of them are slight variations of the same.
Okay, how many bodies are behind me? 4?
Yep.
I want to skin each of their tattoos off.
It goes from both sides of the neck all the way down their arms and across their chest.
Okay, just a sliver of that, just as proof.
So you probably want, yeah, it seems like you can't see where it ends, but you can see like it stops like around the neck. So you want to take like take a piece of the net. I would say make a medicine check for me.
19.
19, yeah, you're able to get a section off from the neck, going down almost to the top of the shoulder area of one of them. It's pretty nasty. Your hands are full covered in blood. Rowan, you're kind of watching all this, watching her do this.
I'm gonna take my water skin and just like rinse it off of the blood.
Okay.
And then just like kind of like a blanket, just like just dry it off like that and roll it up and put it in my bag.
Okay. Add one small section of tattooed skin. All right. Anybody else?
I also want to ask Rowan if she needs any help walking.
I could use some help. Do you want to move forward with the rest of the group?
Is Galen still up looking down at us?
Unless he wants to come down, yeah.
Do you guys need me to come down?
If you could just stay up there and maybe help me get Rowan up there. I don't think she's gonna be able to continue.
All right, I'll help.
Rowan, are you okay with staying with Galen and I'll take your place?
Okay.
I'm gonna help Rowan up the ladder.
Rowan.
Yeah.
Make a...
Follow my ass check?
No. This is, make a wisdom check at disadvantage for me.
$12.
There's no way in hell you want to stay up there with Galen.
Do you want me to stay with you?
You don't have to stay with... I'm sorry. you don't have to stay with me there. I'm not going up there.
Okay. Do you want to stay here?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stay here.
Does she seem like she's okay to stay here?
Make an insight check.
18.
18? Yeah, she seems like she's okay to stay there. She seems a little frazzled and a little worried. But outside of that, yeah, she looks like she'd probably be okay to stay there.
Okay. Just remember that you still have that buff. Oh,
Okay.
never mind. It's done. It's only a minute long. Okay, I guess I'll go ahead.
Good
Okay.
luck.
So Squall, you're moving up ahead, you said?
Yes.
All right. Who else was moving up ahead?
Me.
Hope. Jarena, how far up are you going?
As far as I can go.
Okay. It takes you some time to get past the pit trap, but you're able to get past the pit trap. Maya.
Yeah, I'm okay with staying last, by the way.
Okay. Leah and Phoebe, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna fall. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna fall back a little bit because I'm at half of my HP.
Okay. And Leah?
I should be right by where the dead guys are, right?
Yeah, you're there's like a dude right at the floor right in front of you. And so it's
Is there any immediate danger right in front of us?
You're not sure. There's still some area that you guys have not checked yet.
Can I loot the bodies and check for traps?
Well, you saw Hope actually go and loot the bodies, and she was like, "There's nothing." If you want to check for traps, you would have to move up by where Squall is.
Okay. I'll move up and check for traps up ahead.
Alrighty. Make an investigation check for me. Galen, what are you doing? Are you staying up there or are you coming down?
I'm going to check the other room to see if there's any other missing eggs.
Okay. You said you
And I
got...
told that to Rowan. I tell that to Rowan that I'm going into the other room to see if there's other eggs missing.
Okay. You said you got... What did you get, Leah?
Nat 1.
What's that total?
22.
22. Alright. You move a little further up. You can see to the left and to the right there are similar you can barely see it. It almost looks like it's the color of the stone. But you could just barely see it slightly move. On the left and the right, it looks like more fabric hanging on the walls.
Can I gently check to see if there are traps there?
Well, with your investigation check, there are no traps. But based on where the other two guys came from, these look like similar pieces of fabric hanging on the walls that may have something behind them. You're not sure. You'd have to move up.
Okay.
There's a good chance.
Yeah. How close am I to the dead bodies now?
About maybe 15, 20 feet away.
Okay, because I don't remember if I retrieved my dagger. My dagger.
Yeah, we can say that you did that. That's not a problem.
Alright, I'd like to move up slowly and see what's behind the fabric. I'm gonna pull it back with my my sword. I think I have a rapier.
All right, so you go up to the one that's closest to you. Make a stealth check for me.
$19.
19. So you kind of tiptoe and sneak your way over to this piece of fabric, and you stick your dagger just ever to the side, and you slowly start to pull it to the side. And as you do, you can see standing behind is there's a you can't make them out completely yet, but there is some kind of humanoid individual standing behind there. Looks like they're kind of crouched and they're waiting. They don't see you at all.
Can I take my rapier that I used to pull back the cloth a little bit and put it right to its throat?
And what are you gonna do? Just put it to his throat?
Put it to his throat and ask him what he's doing there.
Okay. So you slowly put the rapier to his throat. As you do, you can just at the angle that you can see him. You actually see his body stiffen up as the rapier goes to his throat, and you ask him what he's doing there.
I'd like to make sure that the rapier is pushed tight enough, hard enough against his throat that it's starting to cut.
Make an intimidation check for me.
14.
14. He kind of you can see the body tightening up, and you can hear him go. He's trying to answer you, but the rapier is exactly at his at his throat box, at his speaking box, his vocal cord, whatever you want to call it. I can't even think straight today. I can't make words. And he's trying to answer you, but you got it really close. He can't actually talk, but he does seem like he's desperately trying to answer you.
Okay. I'm gonna wave so that everybody behind me knows that there's something going on here. And then I'm gonna ease up a little bit to let him stand up.
Okay. You ease up a little bit, he kind of stands up. And he goes, it's all good. I'm not gonna do anything.
That's smart.
Yeah, just kind of waiting for you. It's my job. That's what he says.
What are you waiting for? You waiting for us?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, anybody who comes down here, they ain't supposed to be here. Kind of waiting for them. In this case, you. Yeah. So yeah.
And then?
And then, make you not here anymore. You know, like you do.
How many more of you are there down here?
Well, there's usually 6 of us. I heard you fighting, so not so sure how many more there are.
I'm gonna signal back to everybody else to come up ahead and take a look at this guy. See what we got here.
Okay. As you signal, you You catch out of the corner of your eye some movement from the other piece of fabric, and you watch as a dude comes out from that fabric and starts running away from your group. Is there anything you guys want to do?
Can any of us take a shot at him?
Yeah, I want to take a shot at him.
Okay. I will say we're gonna go back into the initiative order, so nobody has to re-roll initiative. Let's see. Let me pull that up real quick. So that was Hope that wanted to do something. All right, so Hope, roll for an attack.
$19.
Definitely hits. Roll for damage.
$6.
6. Yeah, as he's running, he takes a shot right in the back. Keeps going.
I can't really do anything else at this point.
Okay.
You could try sprinting.
Yeah. Keeps running. Running. You see him jump. Leah, you see this. And Squall, you actually see this too. He runs up a ladder. And then looks like he opens something at the top. And then you hear a... And then something slams shut. And he's gone.
Okay, it's pretty straightforward.
But meanwhile, and I'll just put this guy here. It's kind of like he's got his hands up, no weapons in them. Leah's kind of holding her sword at him. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna see if I can go after that guy.
Okay. While that happens, Galen, you go up to the other room. Make an investigation check for me.
Lori's gonna sell one of my boxes tomorrow. My hand is itching like fuck.
Wow, was that a D&D thing or
Perception?
I totally forgot. I'm sorry.
investigation?
Investigation. Okay. 18.
18. No, other than the original amount of eggs that were missing when you guys first noticed, you don't see any additional eggs missing.
I'd like to cast Dancing Lights, just in case I am the only one in this room and there's no assholes hiding in the corners.
Okay. Yeah, you cast Dancing Lights. You're the only one in the room.
Okay.
All right.
Are there any grooves, like on the bottoms of these, or
No.
of where the eggs are?
No. Both egg cradles are super hot to the touch. So much so that you take You take 4 fire damage. But they do not move. There's no grooves, nothing that you can see that would indicate that they can move. Just the missing eggs that you all noticed from before.
Okay. Ow.
Yeah. All right. So
I start going back to the other room, and that's that'll whatever movement that is. That's what I do.
So back to the hole.
Yeah, I start walking back towards the hole. I don't go in there. I just walk towards it.
Okay. Yeah, it'll take you until your next turn to actually get to the hole from where you're at. All right. Hope, you said you were gonna run after that guy.
Yeah, are we still in initiative, or can I just go?
No. Once he ran out, the initiative ended.
All right, yeah, I want to go after him.
Okay. Phoebe, Angelina, and Squall, and Rowan. Is there anything that you guys want to do?
I'm for pursuing.
I'm following.
Same, I'm just following and being observant of everybody.
Okay. Rowan? Rowan?
Yeah, I want to actually ask that guy questions, but I don't know he's captured yet. So
Yeah, no, you're just kind of like hanging by the bodies. All right. So, Squall, let's see. So I'll move Phoebe and Angelina up. And Squall. And Hope move up. Leah, you have this guy still kind of held there. Make another intimidation check for me, please.
$16.
16? Okay. So as you're holding the rapier to his throat, you watch as he's kind of looking around, and then he goes to punch you in the gut. So that's going to be because he rolled a nat 20. Not on the hit, but he rolled a nat 20 against your intimidation. So he's gonna try punching you in the gut, and that is that's 22 damage, 22 to hit. And you only take 1 damage because he's not very strong. And then he's going to run away from you. So you get attack of opportunity on him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is he close enough that I could just stab him and run him right through, or do I have to use something ranged?
Well, no, you have a attack of opportunity. So he was next to you. He's leaving your melee range, so it's a melee attack on him for reaction.
Okay, then I'd like to push the rapier, stab it into him.
All right, you give it a try. Roll to hit.
It's 24 to hit.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Eight damage.
8 damage. Yeah, you slice him as he runs, and he keeps going. He's definitely very, very hurt. He runs right by Hope. And Hope...
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
Yes, you do.
All right. So as he's running by me, I'm going to take my bow and aim for him.
Well, it would have to be a melee attack only.
Oh, okay. So I take out my swords. Urgh.
Okay, go for it. Roll to hit attack.
11.
You swing, and he just dodges out of the way.
Carajo.
He runs right by Squall. Squall, you get an attack of opportunity.
Seven.
Completely dodges you. Runs up grabs the first rung of the ladder, grabs the second rung of the ladder, gets up to the third rung, and as he hits the third rung, it breaks in his grasp. And Squall and Hope, you hear from above you, and you can feel some vibrations from above you. And you watch as he kind of laughs and then drops from the ladder onto the ground. And he goes, "All right, it's your move now."
I attempt to swing at him again.
You want to move up to him?
Yeah.
All right. So you move up. Roll to hit.
25.
Definitely hits. Roll damage.
$10.
Yeah. As you swing, you just you don't even swing. You just plunge the sword right into his stomach. He laughs at you as his eyes slowly go cold, and he just slumps over and drops on the ground.
Does he have the same tattoos and stuff as the other guys?
Yeah, as you check his body, yes, you do see that.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what would the rest of you like to do?
Does Galen notice any vibrations or no?
Not from where you're at now.
Okay.
I want to take my boots. I want to take my rope, and attach
you
it to
come
the
in?
ladder. What was that? I'm sorry.
I said, can you comment?
Anyway, and try and climb up the ladder.
Okay. Outside of the broken third rung of the ladder itself is still climbable. It looks like it's still climbable with the other rungs. If you want to give that a try.
Yeah.
All right. As you get closer, you can actually see that above the ladder, there looks to be some kind of roughly made wooden, what looks like almost like a trapdoor.
Okay.
You're gonna
I'm
climb.
gonna attempt to lift it, even though I suspect it's been locked.
Okay.
Want me to try
What was that?
You want me to try to unlock it from the inside?
Well, let me check first, and if it's not locked, then yeah.
So, Hope, you're gonna see if it's locked or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and push on it.
All right. So, make an investigation check for me.
Ah!
That was a pleasant sound.
That's 3, so 14.
14.
Yeah, I turned and the map was gone and your face was there, and it's very yellow right now.
I have jaundice. I'm sorry. It's the lighting. Give me a moment.
We should put a black light in there.
Is that better?
Yes, baby, you're gorgeous.
Yeah, uh-huh. Of course, I'm not jaundiced. Alrighty. So with 14, you make your way up the ladder. As you make your way up the ladder, you see the trap door. You don't see any locks or anything on it. You do see what looks like some kind of iron cable that's hanging from what looks like the side. And as you follow it down, you see that it was attached to that third broken rung of the ladder. And you go to push the it looks like you push the door open. You try to push it, and it won't budge.
Okay, yeah, it's locked or something. It's either that or there's something on top of it. So I make my way back down the ladder.
Okay. What do you guys want to do?
Leah, if you want to give it a go, I mean, go and check it out.
I'd like to try.
Do you still hear me? Like, is the headphones all right now?
Yeah.
No, I was asking Chris. He said he could hear himself before.
Yeah, no, what happens is if your mic is open and I'm talking and your mic is open, then I get an echo. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So what do you guys want to do?
Sarah?
Can I try to open the door with whatever mechanisms there?
Make an investigation check for me.
$13.
13. You don't, as you're kind of looking around, you're kind of going along the edge of this roughly made trapdoor. You don't see any traps. You don't see any locking mechanism. As you try to push slightly to kind of get an idea, you do hear some what sounds like shifting of something, and the impression you're beginning to get is there's something on top of this door that seems to be blocking, that's making it kind of almost impossible, if just heavy, to open this door. Something's blocking it on the other side. If you'd like, you can make a strength check to see if you can try to either push past it or break the door itself. Whatever you'd like.
I'd like to try to break the door, like pull it in.
Okay. Make a strength. Make an athletics check for me.
$22.
22. Consistently, this game, what seems to be your strongest character, Leah, your strongest party member, Leah goes and she tries to push and doesn't want to shove. So she, instead of doing anything the right way, she goes and this is a push, I'm gonna pull, and she goes and she starts pulling on this trap door. And as she starts pulling on some of the planks of wood, you start to hear it crack. And as it cracks, it starts to give way, and all of a sudden you watch as this roughly made door just sort of implodes. I need you to make a dexterity check for me, Leah. Nine. As this door implodes, you now see what was actually blocking the door. A number of large pieces of stone start coming right at you and falling right on top of you, damaging you for 5 bludgeoning damage. And you do fall from the ladder and are knocked prone.
Okay.
All right. But the trap door, after a moment of just all of these pieces of large pieces of stone, definitely not boulder size. They're maybe about so big, maybe 2-3 inch, 2-3 feet diameter on each of these. Some of them are rather sizable. They just after maybe about 6 or 7 seconds of just falling stones through this trap door, those who are close enough, which at this point would be Leah, Hope, and Squall, you can actually see, you can smell and feel fresh air coming in from this opening now. The ladder has taken a significant amount of damage. It still looks intact, but it's a little rough. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna attempt to climb it again after I make sure that Leah is okay.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna go up the ladder ahead. Since someone's already tending to Leah.
As I approach the hole, do I hear falling rocks?
Not from where you're at, no. Right now you just see Rowan just kind of standing there amongst the bodies.
Anything going on down there? What's going on?
Do I hear him say that?
No, not you're pretty far. You're pretty far up ahead of the group, with the rest of the group. You're not with Squall and Hope, but you're definitely further up that you wouldn't be able to hear him.
Galen, I'm sure they could use your help.
All right. I'm gonna double check with the guard to see how much time we have before our night shift ends.
You've only been there about 3 hours, and the shift is 12 hours long.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'll go down and see what's going on.
Okay.
I casually walk by the bodies. Need any help, Rowan?
I don't think you can help me. I stepped in a bear trap.
Ah, I see.
There are other traps ahead. Just watch. There's a pit trap, and the rest of the bear traps were disabled.
Okay. Thanks for the heads up. I go over to the rest of the group then.
Okay. As you're making your way there, Hope, you were checking on Leah?
Yeah.
Leah, how you doing?
I guess I'm okay. I have 8 hit points. I got a really bad headache.
Okay.
I help her up. I check her over, make sure she's not like profusely bleeding or anything, and ask her if she wants help up the ladder.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay. She's my size, right?
Yeah, you're roughly about the same size ish.
All right. Well, I'm gonna tell her to go up first, and I will go up behind her so as not to stress the ladder too much, and make sure she doesn't fall again.
Okay. While you're having that discussion, you can see that Squall is already halfway up the ladder. Squall, need you to make a. This will be a survival check. This is to see how deftly you can make it up the ladder without doing something that will break it with all the damage it's had.
4.
4. Yeah, you make it up halfway up the ladder, and you watch as the rung in your hand just breaks away. As it breaks away, you are definitely able to land. You're not very high up when this happens, but as that rung breaks, it seems to start a chain reaction throughout the rest of the ladder, where the ladder just starts to crack and break and essentially fall to pieces. So now you have this opening that is about 20 feet above you, and no way to traverse it as of yet.
I walk by and see him fall. What?
Oh,
Just-
no, you haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, I haven't?
Not
Okay.
yet. I'll let you know when you get there.
um. So, any ideas how to get up?
Um,
Does anyone have a hook?
let me check. No. I have rope. I have my longbow. Only thing I can think of is maybe shooting and seeing if it catches something.
That's what I was thinking.
Is it very high that I couldn't get up there with like feline agility and tie up a rope?
You can try climbing. I mean, that's the walls don't seem very smooth. They seem to have they're kind of jagged. So if you want to try climbing, you can certainly try.
Can I try that, please?
Okay. I will say make an athletics check for me.
$16.
16. It takes you a good maybe 10-15 minutes to do so, trying to find the right handholds, and the opening is not it's not flush against the wall. It's sort of towards the middle of this end cap of this underground tunnel system. So it does. You do have to finagle a little, kind of like almost jump off the wall to grab the edge, but you're able to make your way up. And as you come up, you actually again, one of the first things that catches you is you are now outside. Directly in front of you, where you're getting up, is you see kind of a rock, almost like a rock face wall. It's pretty dark even with your night vision. You can only see your dark vision. You can only see in grays, so there's no light. So you're not entirely sure what this rock wall is. As you come out, you look around and you can see there's like these two large boulders to your left, and almost obscuring this opening that seems to be coming out of the ground. There are these large bushes, maybe 5 to 6 feet in height, that are kind of like almost kind of like encircling this area. The only open area is kind of where you're coming out of in this opening.
Can I check to see if there's anybody around hiding in the bushes so we don't get ambushed?
Make a. I'll say make a perception check for me.
Eight total.
8? Nah, it looks like you look like you're perfectly okay. There's nobody around. Everything's the coast is clear.
Do I arrive yet?
Hold on. What would you like to do, Leah?
Tie off the rope and lower it down so everybody else can come up.
Okay, yeah. So you go and you start tying off the rope on one of the boulders that are kind of like jutting out on the side, and you drop the rope down. It's at this point, Galen, that you actually come around the bend, making your way past the pit trap, and you kind of see the rest of your party at the end of this thing, and a rope kind of drop down from some opening up in the ceiling.
Huh. What did I miss? I asked to everybody in general.
Well, we were attacked again. We killed them all except for one that got away. He he sacrificed his shipmate by making him fall, and then locked a trap door. Leah got hurt opening it, but she did open it. Yeah, we want to go after the one that got away.
Do you want me to get a head start first? I'm much faster than everybody in this room.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I go up the rope and I start scouting out the area when I get up there.
Okay, is anybody else going to go up the rope as well?
Yeah, me.
All right. Here's a better question. Is there anyone not going up the rope? Rowan. So you're gonna stay right by the bodies? You're not gonna go with the rest of the group?
Actually, she should try and get back up into the egg room.
I got a broken ankle, man. I don't know what I can do that's helpful.
Okay. I mean, there's plenty. You can still move. I didn't say you couldn't move. You only just move slower. That's all for the next hour.
All right, so I feel guilty about leaving my party behind, and I slowly follow them, watching my way very carefully and making sure I don't fall into a pit trap.
Okay. It's
Don't
very
give him ideas.
it's very slow going at the pit trap because you're already at half movement, and when you get to the pit trap, that's halved even more. So it's
And I'm like,
super
fuck.
yeah. It's super slow going, but unless you don't want to try anything crazy like actually jump the actual pit trap or anything like that,
Do you think I'm an elemental or a genasi or something?
then you don't have any issue. It's just slow going, and you get to your party.
And I look up the rope, and I'm like, how am I supposed to do this?
So the rest of you are climbing up the rope, I'm assuming, unless you tell me otherwise.
I look down and I see Rowan, and I tell her to tie the rope around her waist and tell the others we should pull her up.
I don't know if I'm going to be any help at all.
Doesn't matter, we can't leave you behind.
Okay.
Not hurt. We don't know if anything else is going to come through there or whatever.
What do I see? Because I'm trying to look around and try to scout out the area if I can find anybody
Okay, yeah. We'll
or any traces of the guy.
yeah, no problem. We'll get to you in a second. Hold on.
All right, so I tie the rope around my waist so they can hoist me up.
I tell Leah, hey Leah, want to give me a hand? Anybody else?
I just
I'll
mutter under my breath, y'all are gonna get me killed.
Okay. I will say Phoebe and Hope make a strength check individually, or one of you make it with advantage.
I got a nat 20.
What's the total on that?
Nat 20.
So just 20.
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you get, Phoebe?
Nat 20, you said athletics?
Yeah.
23.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Strength check. Just a strength check.
Yeah, 23.
You have +3 to your strength?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so between the two of you, you're able to very easily hoist Rowan up. Um, and Rowan, it's a little bumpy, but you do get up there, no issues. Galen, I need you to make a survival check for me.
Give me a sec.
Mm-hmm.
$21.
21, nice. Yeah, so as the first one of the group to actually come out, besides Leah, who's already tied up the rope for everybody else, you kind of crouch down and you start looking around, and again you can see exactly what I described earlier. Is like there's a rock wall behind you, and then there's these just large like bushes and half trees that are kind of surrounding this area, completely obscuring it from view. And they're almost immediate as soon as you get out. So you kind of have to push your way through some of these bushes to actually make room for people as they're coming up from this opening.
All right.
As you hold on,
sorry.
hold on,
Sorry.
please. As you push through, the first what you see immediately is that you are in some kind of like half tree line, and further out ahead of you, you can see some lights, and maybe I'll say, first off, with your survival check, now that you've pushed your way past the bushes on this tree line, you start looking around the ground. You start looking around to see if you can see any trace of this individual that ran, or if there's anybody that you can make out. And you start looking. You actually see some depressions off to your left, and when you check, you can actually see 2 sets of footprints, and they're making their way south from where you're at. As you start looking to see if you can see what's south of you, I'll say make a perception check with disadvantage for me.
Why is it disadvantage?
Because
Is it dark now?
because it's dark, and you're trying to see into a long distance. Your dark vision only goes up to 60 feet.
My dark vision goes up to 120.
Oh, it goes up to 120. Okay. It's still further than that though. So it's still going to be at disadvantage.
Yeah, I have greater dark vision. Just give me a second.
Yep.
You're really not going to believe this. 22.
Okay. So it's difficult at best to see anything, but since you're trying to perceive things, you can perceive with things other than your sight. You can actually perceive with your hearing and your smell and some of your other senses. And the thing that you smell in the distance, and it's actually this very slight whiff on the wind of salt water. And then you can slowly hear what sounds like some of the dock bells from where the ships have been docking to get into Zarzith Kittrell. And you can absolutely see that the sound and the smell of the docks are definitely the direction those 2 footprints are making their way towards.
I yell into the building. I'm heading south. That's where the docks are. I'm going ahead of everybody, but That's where I'm going. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can find the eggs. And I start running.
Okay.
I start running south.
I guess I'm following.
Okay. So Galen says this to all of you and then takes off. You all have not gotten out of the hole yet. At this point, I will say that half of you have already gotten out of the hole when he says this.
Who else is left in the hole? Because we got Rowan up.
Right.
No.
Well, okay. So Galen was outside of Leah. He was the first one up there. So this has happened first, and then you getting Rowan up was one of the last things you guys did.
Okay.
All right. So when he does this, I'll say that you and Phoebe are actually in the process of pulling Rowan up, which is going to take a minute. It's even though you guys easily did it. I mean, you're not just kind of like yanking and she's flying through the hole. That would be hilarious. Now you want me to do that? I'll make you guys roll for all of that, and that's going to include fall damage and all of that fun stuff. No, okay. So
I'm good.
Okay, so Phoebe and Hope, you're in the middle of you just started pulling Rowan up when Galen actually says this to you, and then just disappears. He just runs off. And as he says this, I mean, he says it very, very clearly. They're going towards the docks. I'm going towards the docks, and he takes off. And that is where we're going to call it for the evening. And pick up there next week.
All right.
Wow, look at all the faces. Jeez.
I don't know what you mean. I'm being neutral.
Disappointed at you.
Look at all the faces, man. Look. You guys want to do like a 6 or 7 hour session? I'm down for that, but I got to be ready for that. Okay? I got to be prepared. All right? We're going to do our normal 3.5 to 4, maybe 4.5 hour sessions that we do. And that's it. Okay? Alrighty.
Hey, it just goes to show how much we're enjoying ourselves.
Oh no, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying, it's like I said, that's what we're gonna call it. And I saw faces. It's like, fuck that guy. I want to keep playing. Damn it! Fuck.
Just didn't realize the time is all.
Yeah,
That's
no.
very sad.
Yeah.
Well, we played.
We're like, oh,
we
shit.
played till 12 last week.
What's that?
I said we played till 12 last week.
Well, to be fair, it was a while before we all got started.